Hey, welcome back everybody. I gotta say I'm pretty excited. The turbo kit on the truck is really close to being done. There's a few pieces I didn't film just because it's so easy and it's really time consuming and it's just not real good footage. But anyways, I'm on to building the cold side of the turbo kit now. The passenger side of the cold side is very easy to do. I actually had it fitted with no welding, no cutting, just one of the pieces of tubing that comes in the kit. It would work great if the truck had skinny wheels on the front, but with the truck at full tilt, all the way on the ground, turned all the way to the left, the tire would probably touch the cold pipe, so I didn't want to do that. So we're going to go ahead and weld up this section of the cold side. I've already fitted it so it goes up and around the tire, and I'm going to show you that here in a minute, but right now I'm going to weld the first joint. Okay, there's the first joint welded up. Now we're going to have to make another cut in this pipe up here and put the second bend on it where it goes down into the intercooler. Okay, so what I was talking about a minute ago is the cold pipe that came straight out of the turbo went diagonal down to the inlet on the intercooler, and with the truck turned at full lock to the left, the tire would eventually hit that, especially if it was going into a driveway or a weird turn like that. Now if it had skinny tires on it, no problem. But anyways, I wanted to go ahead and make it, give it as much clearance as possible. So this pipe's going to go down towards the front of the truck and then down towards the ground. So what I have here is the next two pieces that's going to connect it to the intercooler. So if you'll see, if you'll look here, you can see this one's going to sit here, and then this straight piece goes right down into the intercooler. Now, all I did, this is just another 45 piece, and this is a 45 piece. So I shortened the top and welded the beaded part back on, and then on the bottom one I cut a couple inches off of it, cut several inches off the bottom, and then I did it where the length of this one was going to be the one that goes back on the turbo kit like this. Now if I can get that turned right so you can see it. So anyways, I'm going to weld these together. I'm going to put them up here and mark them and orient them, and then put them into the intercooler and put it on there permanently. So here we go.
Okay, since the orientation of this part doesn't matter, we're going to go ahead and tack it and then we're going to weld it complete. So, I'm going to do that right now.
Alright, there's that joint welded complete. Now we're going to wait for it to cool off, and we're going to fit the other one, put a witness mark on it, and weld it too, and we'll be done with this side. Okay, I've got the short piece welded on here now. I'm going to go ahead and put this up here to show you how the orientation marks go. I don't know if you can see that in the video or not, but there's a couple of black lines that I put on here so that we can orient these two pieces together. And that's how it goes on there in order to clear the bigger front tires. So I'm going to go ahead and take this off there, weld it up, and that'll be the last piece, the last weld for this side. Alright, it's tacked up, ready to weld. Alright, now you can see the cold side. The first cold side tube is attached to the intercooler. I'm not going to fasten it permanently yet. I am not going to permanently fasten it just yet. I have to take it off in order to do the oil drain line. It's kind of close quarters up around that area. So for now, we're going to go ahead and start on the other side, and it's going to start out looking similar to this. So here we go. Alright, so check it out. Now we're starting on the driver's side of the cold side, which is going to prove to be quite a bit more difficult. This particular pipe is going to come straight up out of the intercooler alongside the radiator. And it has to take a double bend to run across the truck towards the throttle body. So I have the first piece ready to tack. I'm going to go ahead and do that and sit and put it on the truck. And this particular piece is also going to be two sections. So for maintenance purposes, you can take the top part of the cold side out without having to take this whole thing out, which would probably be a nightmare anyways. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and weld this up, so check it out. Alright, we're getting ready to weld the last of the cold side tubes. From there we're going to install the blow-off valve and the inlet air temperature sensor bung, which is both are going to go in this upper piece right here closest to the throttle body. So we're going to get that done, and then that'll probably be the end of this video. So sit tight, we're going to do that right now. Alright, there we go. That should be the last of the welds on the cold pipes. So like I said earlier, the next step is going to be installing the blow-off valve and the incoming air charge temperature sensor bung. Yeah, say that 3 times fast. Anyways, here we go. Okay, so the camera battery went dead and I didn't catch the IAT and the blow-off valve bung welding. So, but the cold side is done. It's actually already on the truck. The next video coming up is going to cover some of the wiring, probably some of the tuning, and hopefully the dyno time. The only thing outstanding mechanically on the truck is, I believe, getting the battery put in it, finding out how I messed up the gauges, and last but not least, let's see, what else? I'm at a loss right now. Let's see, the fuel pump. So the last few things to get done are going to be the battery, the fuel pump, and finding out why the stock gauges don't work, which they're just probably either not grounded or not hooked up correctly, one of those 2 things. So anyways, stick around for the next video. Again, it's going to include some of the wiring, some miscellaneous stuff, and hopefully the money shot, the dyno time, the tuning, and the drivability. So once again, thanks everybody for stopping by. I really appreciate it. If you haven't already, be sure and subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. Thanks again. We'll see you in the next one.